Indy ovals are incredible, but I have found something unexpected. Is this something only a wheel user can pull off? We start our race off at Daytona in the lovely Indy cars with the gorgeous Flash Motorsport livery on the car. As we all know, that helps out massively in keeping alive on the track, especially before first corner even happens. As going around first corner though, everything starts to become a little bit touchy-feely, and somehow I managed to get some beautiful clean air there and come out the other side, although losing a few spaces, relatively alive, shall we say. So yeah, we've done all right for half a lap, and thankfully we are now in the slipstream of Seth Abola 2005 up in front, and that will hopefully mean that we can start reeling these places back in. So there's VRT there, there is Ragnokoto, I butchered the life out of that, and there's Seth Baller again, which is brilliant news. That means we can actually start reeling other cars in. It's going to be a bit dicey right now. Hopefully it doesn't. Yeah, I was hoping they didn't react too heavily, thus slamming me into the wall again. Cheers, Seth. That was really much appreciated. Squeezed into the wall like I wasn't even there. Keeping up right behind VRT here, going to give him a little bump love. And yeah, do you know, bump drafting does seem really, really weird in these cars. I lost a lot of speed rather than manage to help the car up in front get more speed. So instead of bump drafting him again, I'm just going to stick my nose up the inside and hopefully take this corner. There we go. Seth Baller up in front is now 1.4 seconds away. Hopefully we're not going to fight too much on our right hand side as they are overtaken, and we can start reeling Seth Baller in. That is the intention, although Keisha Max behind is getting very close to the cars. We've got to really watch that. Open wheel is kind of sketchy, especially when you become touchy, and the last thing we need to do is have a touching situation and get flung into the wall at 253 miles per hour. Yeah, that was never going to end well. So who we overtaking here? That is Takaski. Oh, Seth Baller quit. Fair enough then. That means we don't have to worry about getting sandwiched against the wall again. But we do have to keep an eye out on what Kashi Max is doing behind, because I'm watching them on the radar and they're just bouncing around, and it is getting me kind of nervous, especially when they're sticking their nose up the inside. I'm trying to watch what they're doing, trying to watch the track as well at 250 plus miles per hour, and they're just bouncing around looking for a fingernail of a gap to try and break through, but it isn't going to happen. I am not giving up, and I'm hopefully not going to get rammed off the track either, but they're not filling me with confidence, shall we say. They are overtaken to the right hand side though, and they're going to get a slingshot move here, but I do have the inside of the bank, and again they're quite close to my right hand side. Thankfully, like I say, they are fully aware that I'm here as well. We are racing side by side, and they are not contacting with us. It wasn't until lap 9 that they actually managed to make the overtake move work, and VRT is also looking to make that move as well. I was hopefully trying to bump draft Keisha Max up in front. Didn't work out. Actually lost speed and got punted to the right of the track, which gave VRT Takura the move up the inside. All is not lost though, because whilst whatever's happening between them two up in front, hopefully I won't get caught up too much into it and we can make things work here. Because if them two collide and it doesn't involve me, we're onto a winning strategy here. But VRT did touch the wall, thus slowing them down, and I've got Keisha Max up in front. I hit the wall again. This is why I try and bump draft in, see if it works. It just really doesn't work, and this is where it all falls down. That accident has really taken away all of my pace, thus I can't actually catch up to the cars up in front, and they start leaving me behind on myself. It wasn't until Barranco managed to overtake me that I started getting some pace back up. Don't get me wrong, I was setting a great pace, but them two playing with each other as they were still faster than me. So now we have these two, Bubba Flex up in front and the other name in front. We can actually now work together a bit more. Look at that, I'm doing 257, 258 miles per hour. and start reeling those cars in up in front. That's the idea. Hopefully not too much fighting is going to go in here, but yep, bump drafting, seriously, it's just not worth it. It just cost me more than anything overall. If you have a look now, one of my tyres are starting to go onto minor wear, thus we're going to have to keep an eye out on what's going to go on later in the race. VRT Will was against the wall, thus we have that position back. Bubba Flex is still up in front, and the red car in front of that is now catching up to Keisha Max that was in the yellow car. So we have worked together, caught up a great bit of time. It was roughly about 1.5, 1.6 seconds overall, but it really does go to show that teamwork in here does pay off. Bump drafting, not so much. Yeah, I'm not falling for that again. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. It really is just no point. You just stay side by side with the car next to you and just pull each other along. It seems to be the way forward. My tyres are now all on minor wear except for the the right hand rear tyre that is on moderate wear. Thankfully though, I don't feel too much of an issue to go with it. Maybe we don't have to pit this race. We're going to find out when the tyres go into zero, because I had this before where the tyres were fine and then suddenly when they're on zero grip like the ish now, it was awful. It was a huge drop off. But Keisha Max being up in front now is all over the place, and thankfully that wall was there to my right hand side. When he slammed into me, I was just pushed against the wall rather than smashed off the track. And that goes to show really his tyres were also absolutely destroyed, but I don't think they were on a wheel from their driving. Whether they were on controller or keyboard, I don't know, but I managed to keep this car in control and clearly they couldn't. And it was really showing. Surprisingly though, as you can see, my tyres are absolutely cooked. It still drives perfectly fine. Although I am actually quite wary of having too much of an aggressive input. So I am being as smooth as butter as I can, just to make sure I don't create a situation by myself, and I'm going to make sure I can finish this race in one piece, because we are in position 4 right now, which is absolutely brilliant. And that, by the looks of it, is Keisha Max up in front as out of the pits out the other side. So we're a lap on them almost. Don't forget they are going to have probably soft tyres or medium tyres, thus they will be able to handle the corners better. But if we can keep the momentum going we have now, 250 miles per hour, and into the banking and manage to keep the car in one piece, we'll be perfectly fine. Not like going into the wall like Keisha Max did just there. The wall is not the optimal line. Just saying, it really does slow you down. As you can see, I am maximizing the exit of the banking to try and keep this car as flat and as smooth as possible. You know, you saw what Keisha Max went through at the final corner. The poor guy was all over the place, trying to fight the car's control, trying to get a bit of rear end grip, and it just really was not happening. Thankfully though, we, being on a wheel, can make the slightest adjustments needed just to get the car through the banking, thus no aggressive movements, thus no crashing. And I think that seems to be the case. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about all of this, because it's like I say, there's only a handful of us that haven't pitted in this race. I mean, I'm alright, I'm 20 seconds off Deadly Venom up in front, but you can account that to all the fun we had at the beginning of the race. As we cross the line right now, sadly I think the leaderboard should also show the times people have pitted and maybe their strategy as well. That'd be really useful. There's plenty of space on that leaderboard. But having a look now, Keisha Max did quit the race, but VRT has finished in 11th place, so I can only presume they pitted as well. And pretty much looking at the board, everybody, I would say from P6 downwards, I would say definitely pitted. Anyway, before we jump on to our next race, we're going to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which are Jeffrey Anderson, Andy Good, Sigmatic, DMC Motorsport, Daniel Adams, Crazy A, AK47, and Sapphire. Thank you guys ever so much for supporting the channel. Let's get into our next race, which is at Homestead-Miami. To be fair though, this race does start off quite well. I mean, I'm in position 16 right now, chosen again not to qualify. Coming round turn 1, which is quite a tight corner. This happens and I get stuck behind poor old Hercule there on the right side. Thankfully they kept getting pushed into the wall by myself, thus they couldn't get off the wall, and they were slowing down because of it, and I was slowing down because I couldn't get off Herschel. So yeah, lovely start to the race, that's all I can say. Thankfully we made a few places back already, so we've gone past a godly 85858 behind. I have got quite a bit of downforce on this car. The idea is, once I've got the momentum going, I can keep going through the corners with said momentum. Because there's Panthera there, just overtaken now. Panthera has more downforce than me, I believe. So they are quicker through the banking, but I'm quicker on the straights because as you can see now, although they're right behind me, I'm starting to pull away from them. And as soon as I come into the banking again, they're quite on top of me. It's quite nice to see actually everybody running a kind of different strategy compared to everybody else. It's not like one strategy suited all yet. It hasn't had enough. What's that car doing? I'm just spinning around. A bit of Britney Spears on the go there. Coming round to start of lap 4. We are catching up to the pack of cars up in front, who do seem to be too wide, too long. Is too wide, too long the right way of calling it? Nope, now they're going to be a nice long train, give or take. I've just got to try and find a way through here. It's not... Oh my gosh, that poor car got absolutely wrecked then. Just last little squash against the wall. Thankfully, I don't get blamed for that either, which is kind of nice to see, because usually it is the case that I get randomly blamed for something that was out of my control. Okay, now we've got to be careful because Panthera behind is really eager to make a move. Although I don't think even if they did make a move, they'll be quicker. But there they are sending it through because I totally butchered that corner. Now I've got more cars to overtake. That's all I can say. Which is not optimal. You need less cars to overtake, not more cars. And I have KXS Anthony looking to make a move, sending it up the inside. It didn't work because I was still there. But again, they were quicker through that corner, managing to make the undertake work. Which is surprising, really. I expected a bit more of an upset on my car when they hit me, because it did hit me quite hard. Thankfully, the physics don't allow that too much anymore. We have now been overtaken by P1, though. It's not as bad as it looks, or as bad as it sounds. It is only a 24-second lap, and considering they probably had a clean run to get away, and maybe a different tyre strategy than myself, they would be faster overall. Not too sure what the line that car is making there, but as a line nonetheless, I don't think is optimal though. KXS Anthony is now 2.6 seconds ahead. They've had a really good send, like out of nowhere send. Where on earth did they find all this time from? 3.4 seconds, 3.5. Something's odd there, isn't it? I mean, my gosh, they're really 4 seconds. I mean, there's been quicker, then there's been that much quicker. That's insane. I mean, they are rocking a 0.8 second penalty, but I mean, I'm in P8. You know, I'm not down the back end of the pack, and I'm not at the front end of the pack. But wait, how are they only 2 seconds away now? Yeah, there's something going on with this lap leaderboard thing, because if it can't math, then what hope do we have? 1.7 seconds away right now as I undertake P20 here. Thankfully, we have a ghost system here. Could imagine exactly what it's like if they didn't have ghosting and it was still like NASCAR. My gosh, it would be scary. That's all I can say. I mean, 2.4 seconds away. I mean, if that's the car there up in front, okay, I'm not taking this line perfectly, but they're massively gaining insane amount of time away, and then suddenly losing it, and I'm catching it back up. I just don't understand it. Look, they're finding half a second on every corner, and you might see that as not a lot, but considering it's only a 24-second lap, they're finding about 15%, 20% lap time quicker than everybody else on a few bits of cornering. 4.3 seconds away now. I mean, okay, I'm doing a better lap up to now. A better lap time. Get your words out, Flash. It's not too difficult. Thank you, Hippo. 5 seconds ahead. Queen Biba is now in the pits. And it's not going to be too long till we need the pits ourselves, because these tyres are starting to be a bit awful. And I think now we're pretty much halfway through the race, which is the optimal part. We are being undertaken by a lapped car, or a car I've lapped. So we're going to go for another set of hard tyres here. Hopefully we can make it in the race. We've done the harder part first, so towards the end of the race we should be in a better standing than we are at the end. I mean, considering only 2 of the tyres are worn to an excessive extent, we've done quite well overall. Of course, we're all leaning on 2 tyres throughout the whole race, but it goes to show really actually how well balanced the car is, because they're both worn quite evenly. The scariest part is coming out of this pits. So I'm going to try and thankfully be ghosted. And away we go. We've been overtaken by Sama up in front. We have KXS Anthony behind us, oddly enough. And away we go. So that's how much quicker they are. I can't take the corners at their speed. I seriously can't. Whether they're on different tyres or maximum downforce, I don't know. I mean, the downforce in this car right now is set to quite high. I think their grip is absolutely insane. It's just like, it's unlimited grip compared to what I have at the moment. I can't do the corner and they can. I mean, they're 2 seconds ahead already. Yes, I've just come out of the pits. I haven't got the momentum they have, but that is next level insane. But thankfully, actually there's no thankfully about it really. I'm in P11. Yeah, work needs to be done here because, oh wow, Floyd behind hasn't pitted. So is that some cars up in front that haven't pitted? I mean, Sama has pitted. They pitted quite early compared to myself. So they're going to have to possibly pit again. I'm not 100% sure. But if they pitted before me, their tyre is going to be pretty awful towards the end. Hopefully we'll be able to capitalise upon that. We have claimed the position because a car went in the pits. I'm not sure. I mean, Queen Biba has lapped me almost twice. I could see him behind me as a ghost. Kind of nerve-wracking that I've been almost lapped twice. So there is definitely a far better tune than what I'm using right now for this kind of track. Okay, so Sama did need to go into the pits because they're in the pits right now. So that's that position gain. So they may have well been on medium tyres. And they're going to go for another set of mediums for the last part of the race. Thank You Hippo up in front is 5 seconds away. And Queen Biba has lapped me again. Not too sure where KXS is. I have not seen that name in a little bit. And I'm kind of curious of where they are right now. Be interesting enough if they actually do catch up to Queen Biba up in front, who's in P21. I mean, they find 50 odd seconds and I don't know what to say. Really, I really do not know what to say about that one. Trappy up in front is 6 seconds away. So what happened to that other car then? Thank You Hippo. Oh, what? Trappy is behind me now. And Mark over has gone into the pits. Yeah, that was fast, and I have no idea what just happened. It's really hard to actually judge the situation when you do 250 miles per hour. Well, over 200 anyway. Got to remember, this is much faster than NASCAR as well. Yeah. Thank You Hippo, 4.8 seconds away. Hellcat 11.2 behind. Things become a bit more interesting here because Queen Biba has pitted again. They were insanely ahead of me, and then suddenly disappeared. Like, where did they go? They were 50 plus seconds ahead. Now they're no longer on the leaderboard. And it doesn't even say they quit or anything like that. It's just gone. Is that because they pressed the turn off button and disconnected? Or F4 disconnected? Let me know down below. Be really interesting because I don't understand why they were so far ahead and just quit, really. I mean, Thank You Hippo, we're starting to reel them in. TP Daddy 02 RS behind is thankfully 7 seconds away. They are slowly reeling us in, which is getting me nervous. I'm trying to math out the lap times here because I have 6 laps to go, 7 laps to go, and they are catching a second up per bank, and the maths does not work out in my favor here. I can only hope that they pitted before me, and then the latter few laps is where my better grip will count. Obviously, I haven't got the most optimal tune for this kind of track here, but I mean, we're catching up to Thank You Hippos, 3.5 seconds away. We may be able to make a move on them, and hopefully then that will keep TP Daddy 02 RS behind us. I'm trying to work this out Oh, well, thank you, Hippo's gone into the pits. Well, they're definitely going to go for soft tyres. So we now have to overtake Blocktoberfest, who is 9.3 seconds away. Don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. Not 9 seconds. I'm not going to find 9 seconds in a couple of laps. And oh, KXS Anthony, who must have been in P3, is in the pits at the moment. Oh, we might be in for a chance of something here. They would be going on soft tyres. I mean, what a chance that you go all the way to lap 42 out of 45, and that's your time to pit. Oh my, what is going on there as well? Oh my gosh, the tables are turning here. We're on P4 right now. Blocktoberfest is averaging 9 seconds away according to the leaderboard. It doesn't know, it has no clue. TP Daddy 02 RS behind is 1.4 seconds away. Not good news. I have got 2 more laps of this to go. I'm on minor wear on the front right hand tyre, and I don't want them to catch me up. I'm trying my best to hold on to this P4 here. Okay, so Blocktoberfest has settled down now and is 9.5 seconds away. I'm not going to be able to make a move on that person, but we are actually overtaking P2. Oh, there's iPanthera there. Overtaking P2 here. So we managed to do an undercut on P2, which is great news, and unlap ourselves. Oh, what happened to TP Daddy 02 RS behind? Minus 4.8 seconds away. Oh, well, we got this one in the bag then. Oh, thank golly for that. Thank golly for that. Blocktoberfest is now 10 seconds away. We was reeling them in and suddenly not. But my tyres being on to minor wear is, you do notice it. It's all I can say. It is awful. Oh, Daddy 02 RS is now 8 seconds away. Hellcat has overtaken them. Oh, I wonder what happened. Did their tyres just fall off the cliff? They must have done. There's no other reason why, is there? Oh, what am I being undertaken here? Thank you, Hippo and Raisuma. But yeah, end of the race right there. Thank you very much for watching. I'm kind of curious what happened. Queen Bieber, P1. Where did they come from? Because look at this here, right? This is exactly what I'm trying to say. They were there, and then suddenly they weren't. Where did those 30 odd seconds disappear to? And then, yeah, they did come back on. I didn't realize they came back on to the leaderboard. Yeah, that is just some weird funkiness right there going on. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time. Goodbye.